So what's up, guys? This your girl Sade. Today I will be making saltfish bakes. In my country we call it bakes. And sausages, aka hot dogs. Okay? How I was taught growing up. This is what I seen, but my sister kind of tweaked it a little bit. So nothing's really the exact same, but everybody does everything their own way. So I'm doing this my way, not like my sister. Of course, she aided me in making the dumplings and the bakes and stuff, but everything else I'm just going off of what I grew up with. So I bought some boneless salt codfish. I don't know if yours look like this, but I got this at ShopRite, my ShopRite or whatever. I hope this is not blurry to where you can't see it, but I mixed this together. And I apologize, this is my first video of me doing anything like this. So I open it up. Where's the scissors? I take this and I open it up. Let me put this to the side real quick. We're gonna do the saltfish first. Codfish. We call it saltfish. Codfish, they call it, but it's saltfish. Anyway, so I cut the bag a little just to get it out of there. And once again, I apologize because I'm doing this by myself. I don't got no camera crew, so I'm getting a little better. Make sure that your hands is clean, people. Don't go making food without your hands being washed. And I want to stress that. Don't be just getting up and, thinking it's okay to just make food without washing your hands, because it's not. It's actually disgusting. So I'm going to do this as quick as possible because I know I'm on a time frame, okay? So after you wash, dry your hands or whatever, you just take, since it's just my son and myself, I take a few pieces. I like to buy them where they're already like broken up some, because it's just my son and myself. So this should be good. This is what I do. You see how much fish is in there? Not a lot. Then I take a pot, a regular pot, even though this pot is a little big, but I put water in it, like I fill it up so it could cover the saltfish. I pour the saltfish in there, but I'll show y'all because it's people that don't understand what it means. So I make sure that I show everything, every step that I do. After I put the water in the pot, I put some water in there and turn on the pot. And I just take the saltfish. I use the scissors or whatever is next to me, and I just drop it in there. I leave it for more than, normally I leave it for 10 minutes, but due to the fact that the water's not hot yet, you could also wait till the water's hot, but I just do it like that because some of the times I forget or whatever. Always try to keep the handle not so close to you, especially when you're working next to the stove, because you can easily tip it, hit it or whatever, and then bam, you're done. But I move, after this is, my saltfish is kind of on the stove pot or whatever. Probably I should back this up a little bit. On the stove, it's on the stove now, getting nice and hot, because it's saltfish, so it's really salty. I get ready for my bakes, the dumplings. So what I do is, and I'll be looking back and forth on my phone. Even though I did this a few times, I always like to look back just to be sure on, making it. So I put one cup of unbleached flour. 1 cup of unbleached flour. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So we're going to put 1 teaspoon. You look for the teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Right here. See? Baking powder. I do 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Mine is kind of, dried up, but I'm sure it's still good, y'all. Like, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, okay? Try to do everything nice and neat, so I won't have to keep And as you guys see, I keep going back to my phone. So I have my napkin with me. I keep wiping my fingers off. And you guys will see me keep washing my hands. 3 tablespoons of olive oil or canola oil. But here's the thing. I don't put that much oil. It just don't sound right. It doesn't fit right for me. So my sister, this is the ingredients my sister gives me, and I'm passing it on to you. So, I mean, you can do it. I'm just not going to do it. So I put about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. That's a lot of oil. I don't know if it was a typo, but to me, that's a lot of oil. But, wait, let me look at the ingredients first. Oh, see? I did it a little wrong. So, let's kind of... I already poured this. No, I can pour this in here. I want to do it exactly how my sister like. I do it, but we're going to try it exactly how my sister said to do it. So, if you have adobo, normally I have, you guys know I don't have it now, but I normally have the bottle of adobo seasoning or whatever. And I'm going to use some of this, my sazon, or whatever. It comes in this, the Goya sazon. It's just for flavoring or whatever. Or you could use salt and pepper. But I sometimes use both, to tell you the truth. I just sprinkle, not the whole package. This is like half a package. So I just do this, and then I put a little bit of salt. I just sprinkle a little salt on there. Just for flavor purposes, guys. And then I take a fork, a spoon, a knife, whatever I can find, and I just mix it together. Right here, mix it. Just to make sure it's mixed, right? And then, after I do that, she said mix it. Make a little well in the middle. I'm not sure. Well, whatever. You make a hole in the middle. I'm not sure if you guys grab the concept of making a well, but make a little hole in the middle. Probably I should have used a smaller bowl so the well could come out better. But I do that, and then I put a cup. I run the tap water in the kitchen. I put it on hot, right? And I let it run for a little while. While I'm doing that, I take the 1 tablespoon of oil, olive oil, and I pour it in the middle. Okay? Now, what is it? The olive oil that I use all different kinds of olive oil, so people please don't go crazy talking about something. Oh, well, this is not olive oil, this is what I'm using today. Okay, whatever I find on sale that says olive oil, that's what I use. Okay, it's not that serious. This is the one that I use. This is the one that I'm using now. Bertolli, whatever. Olive oil. Okay, can you guys even see it? It's probably blurry. Olive oil, whatever. I apologize once again if this is blurry. Then I do this, and then I touch the water, see if it's nice and hot. And I do half a cup of hot water, tap hot water. And I just put it over it. And then I just mix it. So that's all I do. I just mix it together. Keep mixing it together. And guys, while you're mixing it together though, if, like, you see how I'm mixing it and all of the flour is not really sticking on it, you just keep doing it till you feel like it will. What I do also is, I don't know if my sister does this, but I do. I take a little bit of regular flour, and I take like a little scoop, just about this much, like half a tablespoon, and I put it in there. I put it in there because to me, it works out. I like it when I put it in there. So I mix it, and You just mix it in there. And if it's not sticking, all you got to do is get a little bit more water. And the same thing goes for if it's too sticky, you add a little bit more flour. You're trying to make a dough. You're trying to make it into dough. So you just put a little bit of flour in there. Okay? And now it's getting a little sticky. So this is what I do. I clean up my little area. Alright? Clean up my area. Wipe it down a little. And then I wash my hands again. It's very important for you to keep washing your hands. Because you don't want to contaminate, to mess up things or whatever. So, then after you wash your hands again, you take that flour, any flour that you have remaining. See, mine says unbleached or whatever. So I take a little bit of flour and I just sprinkle it on the top of my counter. Okay? I sprinkle it on my counter. You guys see that? Yeah. I sprinkle it on my counter and then I take the dough that I was messing with or whatever. I leave the flour out. The reason I leave the flour out on the side of me is because I want it, what do you call it? And then you just take it and just stick it all together. You see how this is formed like this? This is what you want. So I take all of it and I basically just do that. I don't put this in the sink. I'm not sure where it cut off at. I don't put this in the sink because I'm going to be using it in a couple minutes anyway. So then I just take this. This is a little sticky. You see how it's sticking to my hand? It's a little sticky. So what I do is I just open the flour. I take a little bit of flour and I sprinkle it on there. Right? I sprinkle. Now I'm just at that point where I'm trying to make it in dough form. So you just take it and knead it. I do it for about a good, I don't know. I do it about like, I want to say 10, 15 times. And based on how I'm feeling, to tell you the truth, I just do it like that. And somebody outside is making hella noise, people. And then I just keep doing it like this. Kneading the dough till can't knead the dough no more. I don't have a camera person because if I did, I would have had it closer so you guys could see like in the flesh what I'm doing. Probably I'll teach my son, get my son to help me the next time. If a lot of people like this and they want to see it closer or more in deep depth, then we will. I'm going to see if I should start doing this on like Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings when I do make something. But that's all you do. You basically just thing it like this. As you guys can see, I'm talking, so I did it way more than I said I would. But this is what it looks like. This is all it is. Then you take it, you put it back in that bowl. I use paper towels because I don't always remember if my what do you call it is clean. So I feel like it's a safer route to just use a fresh thing of paper towel, wet it. I damp mine or whatever. I squeeze out the excess water. And then what I do is I just cover it like this. That's all I do. I cover it and then I take it and I put it in the microwave. Now, when I say I put it in the microwave, I don't go turning it on or nothing. I just take this and I put it in the microwave. So the dough could rise in the microwave. So that's what I'm going to do. This is the first step. Okay? I'll put it in the microwave and then just close it. Y'all can't see that because I don't have a camera person and that's just too much work. After I do that, of course, you clean up your little area. You put away the stuff you need to put away. Okay? some of the stuff I will need for the next thing. Like the like I won't need the butter or anything, and I won't need the flour on the counter like that. So has it been 10 minutes that I've been doing this? I don't know. But I cleaned this off, right? I like to clean off everything as I go. Some people don't, but I do. I don't like that extra mess. So I take another bowl like this, and I take my cutting board. So this is the bowl. This is my cutting board. It's a little messed up right now, but that's okay. And I take, you use whatever things you like peppers and onions and stuff like that. I don't really eat onions like that, so I just cut a little bit. I don't put a lot. I think I do it more for flavor. This is some red pepper that I had in the I put mine in the freezer because I just do. I don't use it like that. So I take my red pepper and I cut it up as small as I can. I just chop a few of them, like just some pieces or whatever. I'm getting ready to make the saltfish. And this is what I do sometimes too, you guys. I don't do it all the time, so I take the saltfish and I thing out some of the water. It's really hot, so be careful when you're doing it. I pour the water out without pouring the saltfish out, and I put some more water in there while I'm cutting up the thing because it's salty. Saltfish is salty. So normally some people even do it overnight, but the way that my brain, my head, everything inside my brains work is just not working out when I do it like that. So I just take the peppers and cut it up really, really small because my son will eat some of this. But if it's so big, he won't. And I just got him on it, so he just started. Some people put green peppers and all that stuff. I don't, because once again, I have my son. And not just my son, I don't really like all that stuff in there. Some people put parsley. Some people put, you know, they put all different things in there. That's just how I make mine. And people call it fish fritters or something like that. But, you know, it's codfish. It's fish cakes. It's whatever you want it to be. Okay? So I put this. And then, like the onion I said. But I am very, like, I don't use a lot of onion. You use the onions to your liking. I just do, like, this much of onion. It's really just for, like, flavoring, like, I like the taste, I want to say, of onions, but I just don't like seeing it. So I take it and you know, sometimes I use onion powder, but onion powder versus the real onion is really not the same, even if like it smells somewhat like onion, but it's very artificial. So I like to cut up my own little onions or whatever and bring it like that. Now you just take the onions. That's for people like me. I dice it up really, really, really tiny. Almost like you can't even see it no more. Here, you can turn it off. My son is taking a breathing treatment and he hasn't been listening to me to take it. So I didn't yell at him, but I did firmly tell him that he needs to. He had it in his mouth and he took it out and he was watching TV. So it's like he almost can't do anything while he's doing that. Okay, so the onions, and then I forgot that I did need the flour. Where did I put it? The flour. Now, guys, I normally use a measuring spoon, cup, whatever. But since it's wet, I don't want to. So I just pour a little bit at a time. This is about half a cup, I want to say, or a little bit more. And then I take this seasoning and stuff, and I put it in there. What I had meant to do though, okay, I could do it in the pot, but I put that in there, and then I put, okay, you guys aren't really seeing me, so I do this, and then I take a little bit of salt again, a little bit, not even a lot, because remember this is saltfish, so I just put a little bit. I really don't even put any in there, because half the time it's still salty, and I put this in there. And if you have Scotch bonnet, but I don't have any right now because I like it hot, so I put the pepper in there or whatever. And then I just mix it up some. See? I mix it all. And then I take the codfish, and then this is what I do. I pour out the water of the codfish once again. Normally I pour it in the bowl first, and then I break it up, because as you guys can see, this is not can you see it? It's not broken up all the way. Nobody wants to eat big chunk of. So I try to just, because now it's really soft. So I just squish it down. Okay? You just break it apart. Some people use their hands, but you know it's hot, so I'm not doing all of that. You just squish it apart. And I'm using the bowl, I'm using the pot because I already poured this stuff in there or whatever. So I do this. Break it apart as much as I can. See? Hold on. You see? I break it up, and then I pour it in the mixture with the flour and I just pour it. Then I take everything and I mix it all together. Now, it may look a little dry to you at first, but once you keep doing it though, and it looks like this. Where is it? It starts looking like this, if you could even see. I really hope this is not like real, what do you call it? And when it's like this, sometimes, you know, it looks a little dry. So I wet my hand and I literally just thing it over it like this. Just, you know when you wash your hands in the bathroom and you just go like this? That's what I'm doing, without drying it. I just put that water in there. I don't go pouring no water in there. And then look. You see how it's more like, okay guys, I'm not sure what happened, but I'm not even sure where it left off. But I try to make a thicker consistency of this. And this is really it. Okay, it's kind of stuck to my hand now, like I thought it would. Then I get a little pot, a pan of your choice. It could be in the stove already. And I have one, damn it. I have one in the stove. Hold on. Here, I said you could turn it off. You could turn it off, yes. See, my son went to sleep because whenever kids don't have video games and a cell phone, they go to sleep. He fell asleep taking his treatment. So I'm making a video.
Okay, I'll just be in my room.
Okay. You could hang out if you want. His allergies. Drink water.
Okay.
Drink water, okay?
Okay.
So I take a pan of oil. I normally use canola oil. Where is it? Great value, okay? Great value. Canola oil. They're from people who, you know, go by brand or whatever. I put this under I put it under high heat first just to speed up the process or whatever. Yeah, make sure you drink some water, baby.
Thank you. I don't know what sorry about before when I opened those.
Yeah, take a sip. Okay, and then I take this is what we're gonna be using, a spoon and this. This is all we're gonna be doing. So all we're doing now is we're waiting for this to get hot, okay? We're waiting for this to get a little hot. And the minute it gets hot is when I'm gonna take the, what do you call it? And put it in there. Okay, a good way to make sure that your oil is hot is you just I just sprinkle a little water on there. Okay. So you make sure this is nice and hot. And you turn this down just a little bit. And either the spoon, this is a little, some people like it a little bit more moist than this, but I mean I do too, but it just didn't work out that way for me today. I take it and I make flat little cakes. They don't need to be perfect now. Don't go thinking like you need to make this. And normally I just take it and drop it in there, but is this hot in there? And that's all I do. I just flatten it and I put it in the oil. And since this is for me and my son, I make different sizes because I like them and he just likes the little cake ones. And it cooks fairly quickly, so you have to move fairly quickly too. And I have this little thing right here. I'll give you guys a story about this really quick. I bought this for the oven to make like air fried foods or whatever, and it just didn't work. Ew. So this oil is bad. So I have to do this again. This oil is a little black, guys. And I wasn't aware that it was black like that. So, this is very raw and uncut, so I'm not even going to move this. I'm just going to show you guys what I'm going to do. Take a bit of paper towel. I'll let this finish doing what it's doing, because it already started doing its thing. And I should have got me a clean thing of oil anyway, because I just finished showing you guys a clean thing of oil. But since I already started it, let's just finish doing this batch, and then I'll switch it over to better oil. Oh, for the bakes, I try to leave it in the microwave for a good 30 minutes. That's why I do everything with the fish first. And then I move from there. After I do the fish cakes, the fish fritters, the codfish fritters, the whatever. After I do that, that's when I turn around and do the thing. But because the oil is black and I can't even really see what the heck is when it's done or not, we're just going to take it out because I think we're overcooking it. Because no lie guys, it's a quick thing. You're just supposed to put it in there and let it get brown. But because it's already, the oil is already black, we're going to have to take this out and just go by faith and hope it's good on the inside. But it normally is, because it's not meant to stay in the hot oil for a long period of time. So, after I do this, this is what these look like. The little, and these are still edible. So, I mean, to each his own. If you feel like, oh, this is too black, I can't eat this, then you switch on over. But for me, if that was all I was cooking, I'd be good. It does not bother me that, you know, it looks like that. So, of course, I have to take another pan. And I should have used a bigger one because I'll be here all day. But I pour some oil in there because this is the same oil now that I'll be making the fried dumplings with. I want to say this is about 2 cups of oil. 2 cups, 3 cups of oil. And I do the same thing. I heat this up or whatever. I heat it up over hot heat. And while I'm doing that, I'm putting stuff away. The less stuff I have to clean up when I'm done, because I don't like doing dishes. So I start putting everything away. When I'm done cooking, I just be trying to eat and chill. And then later on, I'll be like, okay, well, let me go wash the dishes and stuff. But it's really not a go-to thing for me, like a go-to-do thing for me. So, and this is very budget friendly. So, this is not just for people like single moms or whatever, but I'm a single mother, so that's what I'm basing it off of. It's a very quick kind of meal. Well, not quick, but you know what I'm saying. If you're into that kind of stuff, then it is quicker. So after I heat this up real good or whatever, I take it and I do the same thing. The rest of the wash my hands real good. Throw my hand at the thing, at the pot, at the pan of oil, just to see, you know, where it's at. And then I will take the rest of it. I really don't have that much left, but I will take the rest of it. And I want to just drop it in there. 1, 2. I'm trying to do this nice and easy. I literally just like take it and flatten it like this. Nothing crazy. Like, I mean, I've seen videos where people make it extra pretty, but I'm not doing all of that. Cause I'm just not. Yeah, you just keep doing that till it's done. And mine is done now. This is the last one. Once again, this is just for me and my son. So, I mean, you could double the ingredients if you're making for more people. Or if you're making more stuff with it though, you really don't need to make that much. So I let it sit there for a little while. I let it sit there for a little while, and then what I do is I just keep working. Normally what I do is, and this is pretty good. Normally you leave it in there for like, really like 2 minutes on each side. A minute on each side. And then you just turn it over. I apologize if y'all hear my son singing in the background. And then I take the dough out of what do you call it? I think my cloth was supposed to be damp, but we just want we shall see. And then you don't really want to leave it in there too long, so you take it out. Like, you see the hold on, I'll show you guys the difference to what it looks like when you use clean oil versus used oil. Woo! And then I turn up water. You hear? This is the clean oil. This is the dirty oil. Clean oil, the not so good oil. Clean oil, not so good oil. So I mean, either one will work for me. I mean, each his own. Like I said, once again, nobody really. And I already wiped this, but I'm gonna take the cloth that I have over the dough, and I'm just gonna wet the wipe, clean it. I'm gonna clean it again. Just keep on cleaning it, and then I'm gonna more flour. I don't know why I keep putting the flour away if I keep grabbing it, but I put a little flour in here, and and I can't find it. So this is perfect. Normally I would use my rolling, oh, I found it. I have a rolling pin. I think that's what you call it. I have the roller thing. Normally if you just have a glass, like a cup or a bowl, not a bowl, like a cup or something, you could use that. Like, you guys know what a regular cup looks like a glass. You take the glass, you make sure of course it's clean, you put the flour all around it, and you can use that to do it. Or if you have like a bottle, preferably doesn't have anything in it, but you take this and you just coat it with some flour. I do this so it won't stick. I break this in half. I normally use a knife, but just because I want to, that's just what we do. So I put the fire on low while I'm doing this, and I just roll it to as, you basically just rolling it so it could flatten out and extend out, if you guys get what I'm saying. This is just, yeah, in the center, the way that I do it, my sister told me to do it, is to roll it out, make it nice and flat, and then, but as you guys can see, I don't have that much, I didn't make that much counter space for myself, but this is kind of the idea of what you're doing. Then you're taking a regular knife and you're just cutting it in little squares, little circles, whatever it is that you want. I normally just do little squares or whatever, because ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, you gotta make sure it's hot though. This, you gotta make sure it's hot, because if this sits in the oil and it's not hot, the oil is gonna just soak inside of it. You see how thin this is? And then I literally take it and I just drop it in there. This is like a quick thing, like, and you do it whatever size you want. There's no right size, or, you know what I'm saying? This is effortless. In my book, like, this is effortless, and it comes out way better than, you ever seen the other videos where they have to make it real thick or whatever? They make it real thick and then they knead it or whatever. Like, I put it like this in there, and then this is what I do. I take the same pan, the same thing that I have for the fish cake thing. I take the fork and I flip it, because this is so quick. You have to be quick. And this is all you're doing. So like, I want to say till it gets golden, but honestly, you just go by you know, the eye. You look at it for like a good, I'm saying, for, it shouldn't be on there for more than, I want to say 3 minutes. I want to say 3 minutes. 3-4 minutes. Probably not even, depending on how hot you have it, but that's the thing. You have to keep the oil hot in order for this to cook fast, or else if it's not cooking fast, then it's not right. So this is what I do. I don't know what you do, but this is what I do. And every time it comes out really, really good. So thank you, sis. My sister, she's gonna be making a YouTube channel soon. I don't know her name as of yet, but I will be telling you guys her name soon. So I just take this out of the oil. I probably could have left this a little bit more, because you want it to be a little bit more golden. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it for a little bit more. Make it get a little bit more golden. And I didn't really like the sazon that I used, but it still gave it flavor. And then with the salt or whatever. So that's really what you want to do. But I would say use adobo, Goya. And, you know, just do that. And I will come back and show you guys. Well, I'll stay here and do this. But this is a lot for me and my son. So what I normally do too is like I make some, but then I have some for later too, which is good. You see how it's floating on there? That's what you want. And honestly, I don't wait for all of them to cook. I like, as I go and I take some out, I put some in. Because I'm hungry, my child is hungry, everybody's hungry. Well, it's just me and my child. Mark my word though when I say you gotta move fast, because it's thin on the inside, so it's nothing really on the inside, it's just on the outside. It's like a light kind of cake thing, and I'm kind of burning it because I'm leaving it on there too long. But you take it, you drop it in there. You know what, guys? And then since I have enough, I take this and I put it in a Ziploc bag or some foil paper, and I save it like for tomorrow or something, because I could easily go back and make some more tomorrow. I wouldn't say leave it in your fridge for like weeks at a time, but I mean, obviously if you pay too much, you have to store it or whatever. And I can't even find a Ziploc bag. No. Thought I had me a little baggie.